Um, good. It took me. Now, I lost a tin of fish earlier, and with Brenda, it took us 10 minutes to find it. I lost a tin of fish earlier, and with Brenda, it took us 10 minutes to find it.
J'ai perdu en boîte de thon et il nous fallut 10 minutes de le trouver.
Not bad at all. Number one, it was mackerel.
Okay.
So that's
I
why
couldn't remember you said
yeah,
fish. I was like,
yeah, okay. yeah, but yeah, so yeah, so mackerel, but yeah, we'll go with fish. So good. So it took us is an action, and actions have.
Oh yeah, auxiliaries. Okay.
So it took us 10 minutes to find it.
Ça nous a valu.
Hang on. You just beautifully said il nous fallu, and you use the il. Yeah, and then all I'm asking you to do is to pop this into a different. Il nous fallu, by the way, is le passé simple of that. So that would be yeah. So in other words, in our ongoing advanced struggle of what word to use for it, some verbs just use the il, don't they? So il faut. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So in other words, if it's il faut, so if we're using that, so how would you say it took us 10 minutes to find it? Careful on the preposition before to find it.
Il nous a fallu. C'est correct? C'est.
Yeah, you know that bit. I want the whole sentence. We only do thoughts. We do thoughts. It took us 10 minutes to find it. It took us 10 minutes to find it.
Il nous a fallu 10 minutes
pour le trouver.
Pour le trouver.
Okay. Go again. Il nous a fallu 10 minutes pour le trouver.
Il nous a fallu 10 minutes pour la trouver.
Good. Okay. I even changed the direction of the webcam so that Brenda can help me.
Oh.
I even changed the direction of the webcam so that Brenda could help me. Sorry, I even changed the direction of the webcam so that Brenda could help me.
J'ai même changé la direction de l'appareil
du webcam. Because if it's a webcam as opposed to a camera, I mean, I suppose on the phone it would be, l'appareil photo. Yeah. But basically, yeah. So, du webcam, yeah, okay. Yeah. So I even changed. So, at your level now, the joining is gorgeous. The thinking is gorgeous. The is gorgeous. Don't have a. In other words, if you were to slow down just a smidge, then the bits that you know versus the bits that you don't know straight away would be a closer shade.
Okay.
And that would just be a more favorable end product. All right. So what you're saying that you know is gorgeous. How you're thinking across between the words is appropriate. Yeah. So in other words, just to mask some of the thinking, can we just maybe, I don't know, slow down some of it down so that we've got some thinking time so that it's not such an obvious drop in speed? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It's just what's going to improve the experience of the person listening to you. All right, off you go.
Okay. J'ai même changé la direction de webcam pour que Brenda puisse m'aider.
Good. Lovely. All right. Lovely. Because it's a different person doing it, isn't it? Therefore, pour. Yeah. Lovely. Or pour permettre à Brenda, because therefore me allowing, what you'll often get in French is pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider. Just say that. Pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider.
Pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider.
Go again. Don't give me. I made this joke the other day to somebody. I was like, I keep saying a lot of my advanced students obviously do a lot of Shakespeare. Because if you think of Shakespeare and the rhyming couplet thing, as in kind of like the iambic pentameter, bum 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 bum, yeah, to be or not to be, it's kind of like what light from yonder window breaks. It's like we don't want so just avoid the whole couplet thing a little bit. Yeah, so certainly pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider, pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider, rather than pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider. Okay, they're not bad muscle memory links per se, but we just don't want two and two, and we don't want the elephant's cane by two, or so pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider.
Pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider.
Make less of the lips, pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider, and you won't get the spoonerism of, okay, go on, pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider.
Pour
No. You go. So, in other words, your consonant, whatever it might be, needs to be done for the majority of your vowel. The exception we discovered the other day was wasn't it? But for most of us, pour. Be interested in the pour. Pour. So if I asked for a vowel journey on pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider, can I have the vowel journey on that, please?
Okay. Pour, a,
So are we perhaps isolating a little area where I need you to be pour permettre à Brenda de m'aider. Same song. It's the same song.
Yeah.
It's the same song. Okay. I should do the washing up. Je devrais faire la vaisselle. Okay.
Yeah.
I've done the washing up. I'm just saying it. Okay. I need to close the cupboard. J'ai besoin de fermer le placard. Really? Really? Once you realize 99% of the original is done without the consonant, so I don't need the consonant stretching into the main word. Okay, good. Again, I don't want you to do it long term, but also do the finger under lip working class style. Ça va, quoi de neuf? Ouais, ça va, quoi de neuf? Ouais, tu as. It's just a nice little thing for you to get used to because it doesn't half paralyze the consonants, which is great news. Okay, lovely. Say, Luke. Luke, I understand why you want me to do it. I understand why you want me to do it.
Je comprends pourquoi tu veux que je le fasse.
You look lovely, Juliet. Go again.
Je comprends pourquoi tu veux que je le fasse.
I mean, fine. I mean, that in itself, although there were a couple of pauses, that was just organically not bum 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 bum. Do you know what I mean? And stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So would I have been happy, or are there many people that would hear you do that and go, oh my God, I love it, it's all joined up? Yes, but at your level, do we want a thinking pause in the same place every time? I mean, my God, it's an advanced error, but we just don't. You wouldn't go, and Luke, I told you that I was, you just, okay, good, okay, good, okay. Ultimately, it puts a stress on a word that your intellect and your opinion wouldn't put the stress on. That's basically, in a nutshell, why we do this. Anything that's stressing or making people go, hey, listen to this word, when it's not the word that Nina's. As gorgeous and as clever and as brilliant as your French is, you're as gorgeous and as clever and as brilliant as you, and we're after your opinion. And French just happens to be the vehicle that shit's coming out in.
Yes.
And it's not like a French speaker wouldn't go, holy shit, this woman's amazing for an American. She's got the best English, best French. Of course we would, but it's like we still also want to hear the conversation, and so that cannot be damaged in any way, shape, or form. Lovely. Okay. I'm enjoying myself today because I've worn the same clothes for 4 months. I'm enjoying myself today because I actually got a shirt I haven't actually worn in 4 months. So I'm enjoying myself today because I've worn the same clothes for 4 months.
Je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que je portais les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois.
Good. Can we not go 3s or 4s either? Can we be smooth? Okay. So I'm just going to say smooth.
Okay.
No, I'm going to say appropriate. And appropriate means, can you now make it appropriate? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but I can hear the influence of your thinking about. I mean, for fuck's sake, Nina, it's a language you are very accomplished in, but it's still a language that you are, perfecting. I get it. It's all I'm
just catching. My words are catching up to me, trying to figure it out as I go.
Yeah, exactly. So can I now hear a version of it where your intellectual processing of how to say it is not affecting what you're saying? All right. So if I just say appropriate, off you go. So give me the appropriate version.
Okay. Je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que je portais les mêmes vêtements depuis les derniers 4 mois.
Oh no, so what you just said the first time, j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois was fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So go again. So I'm going to say it inorganically, and you're going to say it organically. Je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois. You now say it for me organically.
OK. Je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois.
That's so nice. Good. So if you're talking to somebody, say, oh mais je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois. So why might I stress même? Because it's an adjective and adjectives are interesting. Because it's not just les vêtements, it's les mêmes vêtements. Why 4? Because it's data. Oh mais tu vois, mais je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois. I wouldn't want more than, I always say king and queen. Yeah, so I suppose, I mean, so if I made même the shocking thing rather than 4, so oh, je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que, so I'm almost not interested in the je m'amuse aujourd'hui because I've got a king and a queen and I don't want more than that.
Yeah.
Ouais, je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois. Or imagine the stress was 4. Oh ouais, mais je m'amuse aujourd'hui parce que j'ai porté les mêmes vêtements pendant 4 mois. So both work as the king. No, I don't like saying that. Let's put the queen on top. Let's say the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh, God bless him. So let's say the Queen is the top, and then the, yeah, okay, good, Nina, excellent, carry on. Okay, I'm sad. Le Duc d'Edinburgh, by the way, the Duke of Edinburgh. You know, le Prince Philippe or le Duc d'Edinburgh, if we needed to say it. Okay, so I'm sad he's died, and if he'd died normally, in inverted commas, as in, and I want you to say in inverted commas, I would have gone to the palace. Like, I know it sounds really dumb, but every time something like that happens, I always have a little walk to Buckingham Palace just to pay my respects. Not that he's there, he's at Windsor, but yeah. So I'm sad he's died, and if he died normally, in inverted commas, I'd like you to say that expression, I would have gone to the palace.
Je suis triste qu'il soit décédé, mais si il était décédé normalement, entre guillemets, je serais été au palais.
Almost. Oh, it was so close to perfect. I would have gone.
J'aurais allé.
You've done the opposite now. You switched them around.
Je serais allé.
Or j'aurais été, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Say for me in the passage. Very well done, Nina. Very well done. Say for me, I've been.
J'ai été.
With what verb was the auxiliary? Avoir. And say for me, I went.
Je suis allé, oui.
Right.
J'ai été,
Okay.
je suis allé.
That's it. That's it. So now pop those into the conditional past. J'aurais and je serais appropriately.
Je serais allé, j'aurais été.
That's it. That's it. That's it. The rest was gorgeous, Nina. Lovely, okay. Lovely, lovely, no, lovely. Entre guillemets, moi je suis triste qu'il soit décédé. Décédé is a little bit classy than mort. Moi je suis triste qu'il soit décédé. Et s'il était mort entre guillemets normalement, je serais allé au palais. Yeah, exactly. Pour le voir or whatever, you know. Good.
How did he die?
When did he die?
How?
Oh, he was 99.
Right. Did he die in his sleep?
I think it was Meghan Marklitis. it was an inflammation of a granddaughter-in-law who stole his favorite. Yeah. Who stole his grandson away from him? A great, yeah. There's a cure, but it just involves a hitman. Lovely. I'm not officially endorsing. What did you say?
Sig is volunteering.
Yes, exactly. Oh, much completely, yeah. But I'm not officially endorsing that. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, okay, yeah. Oh God, yes, completely. Lovely. Good. Now there's a new problem because traditionally they would wear their military uniform for the funeral. Now there's a new problem because traditionally they would wear the military uniform for the funeral.
Maintenant, il y a un nouvel problème parce que traditionnellement, il portait.
They would wear.
Il porterait les costumes militaires pour le funéral.
Right. So normalement, maintenant il y a un nouveau problème because it's masculine, isn't it? Un nouveau problème. So maintenant il y a un nouveau problème parce que traditionnellement ils porteraient, they would wear leur uniforme militaire, militaire, pour les obsèques, ou l'enterrement.
Obsec.
So,
Oui.
you know when you call someone like an obsequious little shit, it's like someone that has to do their job just correctly. So like this is like the obsec is kind of the Latin origin of like someone that does their duties. It's like the dutiful thing that you do with death. So les obsèques, but
Okay.
more commonly l'enterrement. L'enterrement.
L'enterrement.
Which is
Okay.
obviously burial.
Yes.
But that kind of just gets wrapped up with the whole funeral thing and everything as well. So l'enterrement, les obsèques, okay? So good. So just say that for me. So maintenant on a un nouveau. So let's say we have. Maintenant on a un nouveau problème parce que traditionnellement ils porteraient leur uniforme militaire pour les obsèques.
Maintenant,
So write down and you six. I want to hear the words you're interested in as your king and queen. I don't decide in advance, but just as you're saying the phrases, show me what you're interested in rather than the grammar and the vocabs.
Okay. Maintenant, on a un nouveau problème parce que traditionnellement, ils porteraient les uniformes militaires pour l'enterrement.
Good, lovely. Now, can you dirt it up a little bit? Imagine we're in a bar, you know, you've been shooting some pool, you've been like, oh, God, yeah, well, now we've got another problem.
Okay.
Harry's now not allowed to wear the uniform because he's had all of that taken away from him. Prince Andrew's obviously a bit of a, although to be fair to Prince Andrew, he did actually genuinely have a longer military career. But yeah, you know, the guy's in a bit of whatever upsheet because he's been hanging around with people that have upset women and has been found guilty of it, even though he himself probably hasn't. But don't hang around with a criminal. So, you know, he's now not allowed to wear all his admiral shit. So it's now a big embarrassment thing of who's going to wear what. So the Queen is stuck between saying, no, you've got to wear like just normal clothes, all of you, so as not to embarrass Andrew or Harry. But then everybody's like, hang on, Prince Philip was a big military guy, so why aren't we doing this? So imagine that you're just saying this as an opinion. Oh, mais putain, on a un nouveau problème parce que traditionnellement, ils porteraient leur uniforme militaire pour l'enterrement. You know, just dirt it up a little bit rather than, yeah, okay. And you can do this in a way, tu vois, traditionnellement, ils porteraient un uniforme militaire pour... Just do that for me. Ouais, traditionnellement, ils porteraient une... You know, just try that and see what happens.
Okay. Alors, maintenant, on a un nouvel problème parce que traditionnellement, ils portaient...
No, it's not dirty enough. So
Not
to be dirty, you're just so damn classy. So I need you to be like, ooh. So it's kind of more of a the absolute mortal enemy of the language learner is a male, deep, working class voice. That's the shiz that'll throw you.
Okay.
You know, it won't be some exchange partner who's like a woman over 40 who speaks well. That's like great, fine, great grammar. But that's not what's going to get you. What's going to get you is that's what's going to upset you.
Yeah.
Okay? Agreed? So in other words, practice that voice. Not that you would want it, but like, ouais, tu as le problème maintenant. So what happens with that? We've got less consonantal action. Okay, we've got more Scooby. Just have a go. Yeah, almost do an impression. Don't even think it's the main voice. Okay, off we go.
Et alors, maintenant, on a un nouveau problème parce que traditionnellement...
What you're doing with your voice is bloody brilliant. That is exactly it, Nina. Well done. However, I don't need as many pauses. Yeah.
Okay.
Ouais, tu as là, on a un problème parce que tu as, je. All right, good. Let's move on to a slightly more appropriate sentence to say that about, although a lot of people in this country of all types and backgrounds love discussing the royal family.
Yeah.
Good, okay. Yes. The situation in France is different because we're proud of being a republic, but we use the Monaco principal family. They're not a royal family, but we use the family in Monaco for magazines. In other words, everybody's like, yeah, vive la République, but at the same time, there'll be pictures of like, you know, them all in Monaco and stuff. So we've kind of got like a little separate little thing, which is quite interesting. So, you know, we can use like, you know, Stephanie and all of this and all of that. Yeah, Caroline, but we're not, it doesn't formally affect the whole French thing. So second, here's your sentence. The situation in France is different because we're proud of being a republic, but we've got the family in Monaco for magazines.
La situation en France est un peu différente parce que on est fier d'être français, mais on utilise.
On est fier d'être une république.
d'être une république, mais on utilise la famille de Monaco pour les photos.
Good. Now, there's a photo. Be a bit more French. Photo.
Photo.
Lovely. Now, there's whatever little quantity of the previous voice you just put into that, don't stop that. That was nice. That made it much better. Ok, oui, on est fiers d'être une république, mais tu vois, on est en même temps, on se sert de la famille Grimaldi à Monaco. Do we know the adjective for something from Monaco? So, what if Paris, Parisien, Monaco? Any idea what it is? Monegasque.
Oh no, I would not.
Yeah, Monegasque. I know that's rare.
That's
shit,
right.
yeah.
Okay, Monegasque.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Good. There's a certain 6-year-old I'm not going to talk to you about who tells me that Princess Grace demonstrates that an American can be a perfect European princess. There's a certain 6-year-old I'm not going to tell you about who tells me that Princess Grace demonstrates that an American can be a perfect European princess. Because people always go, oh yeah, Wallis Simpson. And then I always go, for every Wallis Simpson, there's fucking Grace Kelly, please. Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, off you go. So, there's certain, so don't think about the words. Just think about what was the idea I've just told you. You know what story I've just told you. Tell me that story back to me.
Il y a une certain 7 ans qui...
Pause. So we know that we're on about a little girl. So how do we say certain for feminine?
Une certaine.
Lovely. And a 6-year-old, il y a une certaine. We need 6-year-old is a pronoun of a certain 6-year-old girl. How do you say 6-year-old girl?
Une fille qui a 16 ans.
Don't even need that. Une fille de.
Une fille de 16.
6.
Une fille de 6.
6 ans. Une fille de 6 ans.
Une fille de 6 ans.
Okay. He's got has he got any kids? Yeah, he's got a 4-year-old. Il a un enfant de 4 ans. Il a un enfant de 4 ans. Il a une fille de 4 ans. Il a un garçon de 4 ans. Okay. Donc, il y a une certaine fille de 6 ans who would tell you that Grace Kelly demonstrates. Yeah, just tell me the rest of the story.
Okay.
In whatever way it comes to you. Okay.
Okay. Il y a une certaine fille de 6 ans qui te dirait qu'il y a qui te dirait que c'est possible pour une Américaine d'être une princesse d'Europe parfaite.
Lovely. Would we agree that, I mean, an American guy can be a princess? Of course he can. But the fact is, would it be Américain or Américaine?
Ah oui, américaine.
Lovely. That would have put the cat amongst the pigeons if you'd have brought one of those back. Lovely. Américain. Lovely. So you were, yeah, certain. Now, how would we have said we're not going to talk about? Donc, il y a une petite fille de 6 ans that we're not going to talk about. Whenever we have a pronoun situation, a relative pronoun situation that's a little bit batshit crazy, can I just remind you to pardon me chewing gum? It's just I've had fish. Can I remind you to say the sentence the other way around? How do you say we are going to talk about a girl?
On va en parler de filles.
So you're doing two things. Do I need the on? No, the first on is lovely, oui. ON, but do we need the en on if we've got the pronoun coming up? No, we've got the noun coming up.
Okay.
The only expression I can think of where you get to use an on and then either the noun or a de and all this kind of stuff would be Johnny Mal de.
Right.
In other words, it's one or the other.
Yeah, like to do both. On va parler de...
There we go, de. Spotted. Therefore, what are we going to do relative pronoun-wise? What is de?
En parler.
No. What do we use instead of de when both ingredients? So if I said, we are going to speak about a girl of 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. We're involved and there's 6-year-old girls involved.
Yes.
This topic. On would be when we got rid of the whole topic of the 6-year-old girl.
Yes.
I shouldn't really ease on with people quite as much, but basically, if we go with the whole topic of it, if we're keeping the 6-year-old girl in full and us talking about it, what do we use instead of de in the middle? What do we get when we swap the ingredients? They're both still there.
En?
No, on is
Okay, donc.
That's it. Say for me, X, de, Y.
X, de, Y.
Y. I love how you said Y the French way. Oh, I mean, I know it's Y, but you said it with the French accent. So Y, Y, don, X.
Y, don, X.
And you can hear how both ingredients are still there. There's no pronouns. There's no like her or whatever. If you use don, you've had a proper named thing noun before, and you've got a normal verb afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the shiz. La fille dont je t'ai parlé, la fille is in full.
Yes.
Je t'ai parlé is in full.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. The only time we would use a dont and it wouldn't be allowing you something named in full would be a ce dont. Yeah?
Okay.
Which is like that thing you spoke. I know what you spoke about. Alors moi, je sais très bien. Well, to be honest, you said de quoi tu as parlé, you know, your ce dont tu as parlé, but yeah. So in other words, when you use a dont, it's after normally the dont rather than a ce dont, it's after the named full thing. And you've got the verb thing.
Okay.
And on is X, en, brackets, no Y. So X, de, Y, Y, dont, X, X, with X being the verb clause, like if you think of a little person. So X is still there. X is there for all of them. So j'ai besoin de la crème.
Yes.
La crème in full mentioned. Dont j'ai besoin. Why dont? J'en ai besoin. No mention of cream. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good. So Sophie, there's a little girl we're not going to talk about. Il y a une petite fille dont on va pas parler.
Okay. Et il y a une petite fille dont je vais pas parler.
Yeah, or on va pas. So in other words, once we're after the dont, we can use whatever negative verbs we want. We can do all of that. Good. I'm just going to leave my bag here, and I'm just going to go for a little walking. I need to message Sandy. I haven't messaged her in a while, and where I'm walking is where we always used to walk. Lovely. Let me just pop my bag there. It's gone a bit peaky again. Good. So for me, this kitchen is 4 times as big as the one I was using at my grandma's. It's just it's like a marathon crossing it. So this, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. Whereas at my grandma's, you can just be where you are and just reach it. Okay. So say for me, this kitchen is 4 times as big as the one I was using at my grandma's house.
Cette cuisine est 4 fois aussi grande que celle j'utilisais chez ma grand-mère.
Good. So cette cuisine est 4 fois plus grande.
Ah oui, plus. Okay,
because
plus
we'd
grand.
say as big, but it's not a comparison, is it? Like
Right.
as yeah. So cette cuisine est 4 fois plus grande que celle. So celle is the kitchen.
Oui.
I was using different person for the verb.
Yes.
So in other words, like any other word, changing into a new person for the clause, what word needs to go after the cell?
Que.
That's it. And on that logic, Nina, we can also have celle qui. Yeah. Because it'd be like the one who lives in France.
Yes.
So in fact, if something is doing a verb after celle, you need a qui or a que either way. Okay. Nina likes French. Nina aime le français. We don't need a qui unless we were saying which woman? La femme qui aime le français, qui aime la langue française. But qui is not necessary unless somebody has asked a kind of question. Okay. But que we need. Yeah. But celle needs one or the other. I mean, we don't need to basically remind you, if you're looking at the different C words, ça can exist on its own, ceci can exist on its own, cela can exist on its own. They can start a phrase, they can end a phrase. celui, celle, and ce need another word, or whether it's hyphen C, hyphen la, or qui or que. You know, so which one? The one that works with Nina's mom. Laquelle? Oh, mais celle qui bosse avec la maman. You know, like, you know, that would, we need those words. Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to show you my mug because it's fantastic. Can you see that the right way round?
Yes.
Can you read the word that it says?
Ock. Oh.
What's the... Have you just...
That's hysterical.
Can you see the handle? Say for me, my friend Sam, my friend Sam gave it to me, and I'm very proud of it. My friend Sam gave it to me, and I'm very proud of it.
Mon ami Sam me l'a offert.
Auxiliary.
Me l'a offert.
That's
et
it.
Je suis
strictly speaking, me l'a offerte because it's une tasse. Yeah.
Me l'a
Well done for using offre rather than, you know, done it. Yeah, okay. Lovely, and I'm very proud of it.
Et je suis très fière de ça.
J'en suis très fier.
Ah, okay.
Like we've just been doing. Yeah, okay.
Fière de.
How would you say the mug I'm proud of?
La verre dont...
la tasse. Go with la tasse. I mean, yeah.
La tasse dont je suis fière.
Good, okay. I'm proud of it. And again?
J'en suis fière.
Good. Yeah, okay. There are lots of expressions which kind of are borderline, where you can, some people use an on, some people don't. So, for example, ça vaut la peine, it's worth the effort. Some people say ça en vaut la peine and all this business, other people kind of don't. Okay, good.
That's the question I had. What was correct? Either one? Use the en or not?
I'd say ça en vaut la peine, ça vaut la peine. I do hear ça vaut la peine, but I think it's much nicer to say ça en vaut la peine. Yeah,
okay.
But you do hear ça vaut la peine. Yeah, loads. Yeah, ça vaut la peine. So no, ça vaut même pas la peine. Ça en vaut même pas. Yeah. Weirdly, if I didn't have a negative, compared to if I had a negative, oh mais ça vaut même pas la peine. Yeah, weirdly I'd say that without the on, but ça en vaut la peine. Yeah. Yeah. The negative alters it for me. But strictly speaking, if you've got the de idea there, but then there's other things. So for example, j'ai envie de.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't say, like, hang on, what am I thinking of? No, so you could say, so j'ai hâte de, you wouldn't say j'en ai hâte or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not an absolute, what I call the trident rules. You know, it's not like an absolute, you know, dead cert. Good. So for me, I need to be careful because I'm crossing a road, and I'd like you to use seeing as I'm crossing the road. I need to be careful seeing as I'm crossing the road.
Je dois faire gaffe vu que je traverse la rue.
Good. Dirty it up.
Je dois faire gaffe parce que je traverse la rue.
Yeah. Dirty it up. It was identical.
I'm trying.
Ouais, je dois faire. Ouais, je dois faire. Make your melody the number one thing. Ouais, je dois faire gaffe parce que je dois faire attention. Ouais, je dois faire gaffe parce que je traverse la rue.
Oui, je dois faire gaffe parce que je traverse la rue.
Let me tell you why I'm getting you to do this. It's not just to help your listening. It's so that if you learn to do it with less mouth involved, you then, on the occasions you want to be badass fast, can go, ouais, je dois faire gaffe parce que tu traverses la rue. You know, you don't, ouais, je dois faire gaffe parce que tu traverses. You don't need to do as much mouth movement, which will allow you to go as fast as you emotionally would want to at the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm resisting the temptation to buy myself a coffee because I drank too much of it at my grandma's house. I'm resisting the temptation to buy myself a coffee because I drank too much of it at my grandma's house.
Je résiste la tentation de m'acheter un café parce que j'ai trop bu chez ma grand-mère.
Lovely. If you say j'ai trop bu minus a noun, we assume you meant alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So I drank too much of it. What would be I drank too much of it?
J'en ai trop bu.
J'en ai trop
Bu. J'en
That's
ai
go
trop.
again then. So, je résiste la tentation de m'acheter. So, ouais, je résiste la tentation de m'acheter un café parce que j'en ai trop bu chez ma grand-mère. Do you notice how if we've got this, my mouth hasn't got any special historical childhood tricks or something that yours hasn't. It's just if you just want to. Now, I'm not saying fast is better. It's far classier French. Oh non, mais là, je résiste la tentation de m'acheter un petit café parce qu'en fait, j'en ai trop bu chez ma grand-mère. That's far nicer, all right? But if you were ever in a kind of like, Luke, I've told you, you stopped buying me coffee because I've drunk too much. You know, if for whatever emotional reason you needed to do that, okay, good. So have another little go then. So can you say for me, je résiste la tentation. So the only reason, how do I put this? When I get people to do this, it comes in at the same time, and it's for this reason. You need someone who's good enough to be able to do multiple clauses to play with having something long to really go quickly with.
Mhm.
And you need someone who's also good enough at that level to be able to start playing with their voice in French. Because when you're a beginner or an intermediate, the idea of having a different French voice is freaking weird. It's like you're trying to get a French voice. So it's like it's normally around about the time when you start hearing different accents in a language. Do you know what I mean? Or you know, or that kind of thing, or noticing, or that's a word Luke would say, or that's do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not saying I need this thing all the time. I just, you know, okay, yeah, I just saying it'd be nice for you to have it as a little bit of fun. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. There's some oh, I've gone down the wrong road. Have I gone down the wrong road? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going down Leamington. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah. Okay. I've got the wrong road. It's the one afterwards. I've got the wrong road. It's the one afterwards.
Je me trompe de la rue, c'est celle d'après.
Almost.
J'ai trompe de la rue, c'est la rue de suite.
Je me trompe de rue ou je me suis trompé de rue. C'est
Okay.
celle d'après.
C'est celle d'après. OK.
Yeah, okay. So, yep. So, ouais, je me suis trompé de rue, c'est celle d'après. Go.
Je suis trompée de rue, c'est celle après. C'est celle.
That sounded like Nina. That didn't sound like Nina.
Okay.
Je me suis trompé. Ouais, je me suis trompé de rue. So, smaller mouth, bigger note, bigger tune,
Okay.
bigger melody. Smaller mouth, bigger tune. Ouais, je me suis trompé de rue, mais c'est celle d'après. Ouais, je me suis trompé de rue, c'est celle d'après. Off you go.
Je me suis trompée de rue, c'est de. Je me suis trompée de rue, c'est celle d'après.
That's it. Now we don't
get
locked together. We just want a little bit of an exploration of that. Lovely, Nina. I've heard already what I want. Okay, I've heard already what I want. Lovely word. Je me suis trompé de rue. C'est celle d'après. This thing as well will allow you to really make a point of the words that you're stressing.
Okay.
Ah oui, alors moi je lui ai dit plusieurs fois de le faire, quoi. Mais tu vois, c'était l'énième fois que je lui ai dit. It was the umpteenth time that I've told him. Yeah, it will allow you to stress. Good. Hang on, I'm going to show you the colours of these houses. I love the colours of these houses. They're like a kind of sagey green and brown brown. I really, and this planting is just like, I just love it. I love this green against this brick.
Yes.
I'm such a garden hoe.
You are.
Yeah, well, because I can't see shape now, I can still see color. So it's like you know, it's my new thing. It's like whereas I used to be like all about the relief, as you'd say in French. You know, the horizon and the shapes. Now I'm like fall in love with the first kind of 15 yards. Good. I almost got myself crushed.
J'ai failli me faire percuter.
Oh. Yes. Or j'ai failli me faire écraser. Lovely. Percuter is the proper verb to be smacked by a car.
Okay.
Think of like percussion. Percussion.
That's how I remembered it.
Yeah. Random bit of vocab. But do you know what the French for a pansy is? A pensée. Because a pensée because pensée as in a thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Lovely. I'm interested in our lesson, but I'm asking myself what time the coffee shop closes. I'm interested in our lesson, but I'm asking myself what time the coffee shop closes.
Son cours m'intéresse, mais je me demande à quelle heure fermer le café.
Go again. That wasn't bad, but just clean it up.
OK. Notre cours m'intéresse, mais je me demande à quelle heure ouvrir le café.
Notre cours m'intéresse. Man. Yeah, okay. Ou je m'intéresse à notre cours.
OK.
Lovely. Mais je me demande à quelle heure ferme le café. Okay.
Oh, ferme.
Notice we've got this thing in English where we can. Well, we don't ever put the verb before the person doing it, but we can in French, particularly with things like that. À quelle heure ferme le café? In that context, je m'intéresse entièrement à notre cours, mais je me demande en même temps à quelle heure ferme le café. Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
Dirty up for me. Ouais, je m'intéresse beaucoup. And don't worry about if different little words come out. Look, I mean, I've just said it a different way, separate time. I just want you to have a token sentence that you can just practice going, ouais, je me demande à quelle heure ferme le café. But, I just want you to practice the less is more in the mouth. Off you go. Ouais, je me demande à quelle heure ça ferme le café. Yep. Just say that for me. Je me demande à quelle heure ça ferme le café.
Je me demande à quelle heure ça ferme le café.
Lovely. Je me demande à quelle heure il ferme le café as well. Good. London is an advance compared to where I was staying. London is an advance compared to where I was staying, as in like things are out, like things are green, yeah, because it's further south. So London is an advance compared to where I was staying.
Londres est avancé par rapport à où j'étais resté.
Où je restais, I was staying.
Ah,
I don't need an essay. Okay. Londres est en avance par rapport à, loving par rapport à. Okay. This flower is almost digital. This flower is almost digital. It looks like some computer flower. It doesn't even look like a real flower. So this flower is almost digital. This flower is almost digital.
Cette fleur est presque digitale.
Numérique.
Ah, numérique, oui.
Yeah. Can we hear nu? Go on. Not nu. That's it.
Numérique.
Go on. That's it. Cette fleur est presque numérique.
Cette fleur est presque numérique.
Lovely. One thing that can be achieved with this is you get much more of the impression of going and blowing in one long thin line through the space between the lips. So just do that for me. Just go. That's it. Now watch. Cette fleur est numérique.
Cette fleur est numérique.
That's nice. Smaller. None of this. Okay.
Yeah.
Ouais, cette fleur est... No, we don't need it. Ouais, cette fleur est numérique. I'm not saying we don't want any, but we just want a smidge less.
Okay.
Good. Lovely. And I always say, speak the French you want to be able to understand. Speak the French you want to be able to listen to. It will help you. Okay, good. Lovely. Let's go back to vu que. Okay, have we spoken about? We use that quite heavily. We also use vu. So if I said, given the level of pollution in big cities, it's great there's so many trees. Given the level of pollution in big cities. So if we were being formal, what's the formal way of saying given the level of, if we were really being like a bit more essay-y, you're a bit more academic, what word would we use for given there?
Étant donné.
Lovely. And what word do we want to just use in normal French?
Vu.
That's it for a noun. And vu que, hey, guess what? Same shit again. Que for a person. Yeah. So if we're in Besançon, seeing friends, and we just go, well, vu la difficulté des cours, it's like, given the difficulty of the lessons, like, we had to go on holiday just to stop him or something like that, But if you were saying like, well, seeing as the government didn't allow us to travel or something like that, in other words, you bring in a character. Alors, vu que le gouvernement nous a pas permis de voyager, good, okay. Excellent. Gabby made me laugh because she. What can I do? This little sneaky challenge. What was it I wanted to do earlier? No. Yeah. Brenda's going to have difficulty explaining what happened to her grandkids. Brenda's going to have difficulty. Oh yeah, you didn't come last night, but you were in the air. But basically,
Was she inappropriate?
No, she basically one of the. Let's just say her grandkids found out something about her past, which might have involved a legal misdemeanor and possible a temporary incarceration. But I think she got like told off by a cop once and had to go and sit in a cell for 4 hours. But basically, the grandkids have heard that like grandmama's been inside and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, so Brenda will have difficulty. Brenda will have difficulty explaining what happened to her grandkids. Brenda will have difficulty explaining what happened to her grandkids.
Brenda aurait du mal à expliquer ce qui s'est passé à ses petits-enfants.
There's one grammar error and one pronunciation error. Go again. Okay. But the rest of it was bloody well done.
Okay. Brenda aura du mal à expliquer.
That's good. So that was the French solved. Notice the total. Do we agree? And notice that aura is less of a favourite in the mouth than aurait. Yes.
Ouais.
Yeah. But sometimes we need the will. Ouais, Brenda, elle aura du. She will have difficulty because So ouais, Brenda, elle aura elle aura du mal à expliquer. No, pronunciation error. What's the word for the grandkids?
Les petits-enfants.
That's right. Un petit enfant, une petite fille, un petit garçon, des petits-enfants. Right? So, save me, close your mouth. Ouais, Brenda, elle aura du mal à expliquer aux petits-enfants ce qui s'est passé ou expliquer ce qui s'est passé aux petits-enfants. I don't mind. Okay. Close your mouth, tell me the story.
Brenda aura du mal à expliquer ce qui s'est passé aux petits-enfants.
Now, good. Can I make the point that what I'm asking you to do is to close the mouth more, but the vibration that goes on behind the mouth is of all the normal colours.
Yes.
Don't let the mouth slightly closed thing in any way lock you more in an thing. I am giving you that male quality that you kind of hear.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's the thicker vowel and it's the one that people understand less. But you need to be just as up and down as normal. Don't in your. So even if a guy that spoke like that said the word like nu, ouais, tu alors moi j'étais tout nu, like you'd still have the height on the upper vowels. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
You don't need, to. So when I first said, so when you first started joining, which God is decades ago now, but when you first started joining words together, I said be careful not to homogenize all the vowels. Like don't make them all the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't make this. I'd say now you're going into this stiller mouth. So in theory, one could have a stiller mouth and still be quite high. Like if you had an accent that tended to focus more on the upper vibration. Alors moi je lui ai dit de ne pas venir. Oui, alors moi je lui ai pas dit. I mean, I understand that it feels weirder. You do tend to get more of the, but we do still need the. Oui, alors effectivement, je lui ai dit de ne pas venir avec moi parce que il portait son uniforme militaire. Even at that way of speaking, I told him not to come because he's wearing his military uniform. We still got militaire. Because if you think about it, closing your mouth is not affecting how you vibrate.
Right. Okay.
In fact, you can hum better with your mouth closed. Would you not agree?
Yes.
Yep. Good. Okay. Excellent. Couple more. Doing very well. I'm so proud of myself. After being back home barely 2 minutes, I went to the gym. I'm so proud of myself. After being back home barely 2 minutes, I went to the gym.
Je suis tellement fière de moi. Après rentrer pour 2 minutes.
There are no ambulances within the vicinity. So if I need assistance, what did you say? Après what?
After returning.
Yes, but I did both. And so what do I need? Après.
Oh oui, oui, oui. Après avoir. Après être rentré. Oui, oui, oui. Okay. Yeah, that's like a mental block.
Unblock it. Quickly.
Really.
Go.
Je suis tellement fière de moi parce que après être rentrée pour à peine 4 minutes, je suis allée au gymnase.
Lovely. Moi, je suis tellement fier de moi parce qu'après être rentré à peine 2 minutes, je suis allé. Lovely. Après être rentré. Yeah?
Après être rentrée, oui.
Good, good, good. Definitely. We can't do anything else. Good. Last one. Very good. Okay. I'm in front of a church, and when it's windy, I can hear them singing. Yeah, like on a Sunday and it's windy, it's quite nice. You can hear the singing. So what? I'm in front of a church, and when it's windy, I can hear them singing.
Je suis devant une église et quand il vent, j'arrive à les écouter. J'arrive à chanter.
I can hear them singing.
Oui, j'arrive à les chanter.
Je suis devant une église et quand il fait du vent,
yeah,
j'arrive à les entendre chanter. Yeah, okay? Yeah, okay? Yeah, because it's just a verb of
Je suis, yes, I just forgot the actual verb of
perception. Oh, no. Good. One more.
Okay.
Lovely. One more. I used to sit and drink beer on the bench here, but obviously that was more than 10 years ago because I'm a celiac now, so it's like, you know, I mean, well, I was probably sick then. So I used to sit and drink beer on the bench here, but obviously that was more than 10 years ago.
J'étais assis et boire de la bière ici sur le banc, mais il y a 10 ans.
Good. Obviously more than 10 years ago.
Évidemment, il y a plus de 10 ans.
Good. So je m'asseyais. So your brain's going right. So was I repeatedly? So je m'asseyais. So if the verb is s'asseoir, like I said, if your ass is moving.
Yes.
So I used to sit down. We could get away with je m'asseyais. Okay. Or j'aimais bien m'asseoir. Weirdly would deal with it better. Because it's like, as you say, you don't say I was sitting down or I was in the process of sitting down. So like, j'aimais bien m'asseoir would be a little bit more French. J'aimais bien m'asseoir sur un banc près d'ici pour boire de la bière. Mais évidemment, c'était plus d'il y a 10 ans. Oh, c'était plus d'il y a 10 ans parce que maintenant, je suis celiac. Good.
Okay, good things to practice.
Yeah. But damn, right. You know, we're getting harder and harder and better and more French, which is. I nearly said Frencher and Frencher. That's how great my English is. We're getting Frencher and Frencher, Nina. We're getting French, and soon you'll be the Frenchest. All right, well done.
All right, thank you.